Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I am back with my mass makes from Tina, and we are working on week 63. So I'm on day 63. This is a double pocket. So I want something that contrasts and that you'll be able to see. There we go. So there's a pocket here in front of and then there's a pocket here behind the V. All right. And they're pretty easy to make. There's a lot of folding involved. You need a rectangular piece of paper. I recommend this paper that I'm using. It's scrapbook paper. So this is what I've got. This might be a little thinner than, well, maybe not. It's a heavyweight paper. I wouldn't call it a cardstock. Maybe. I don't know. But it's probably a little heavy. It's probably a little heavy for this. And the only reason I say that is because there's a lot of folding. And I don't know if you can see how thick that is. So the thicker your paper, the bulkier this little pocket's going to be. They're great pockets. You just need a relatively thin but still sturdy paper. What we're going to be using, however, is more of this scrapbook paper, because this is what I got. So I'm going to show you how this is done. We're also going to talk about a few ways to fill in that back, because when you see how the back looks after you're done with the pocket, you'll understand what I mean. But you're first going to take your rectangle and you're going to fold it in half on the horizontal. So you're going to take it landscape and you're going to fold it in half like a book. Okay. And then you're going to unfold it. And we're going to go down on this side just to the inside of the crease, just to the crease. Actually, just short of the crease. Okay. Just like that. We're still going to need to be able to fold that. So, all right, and then you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the opposite corner this way, just to the fold. Okay. You with me so far? We've made this sort of oblong, weird-shaped rhombus thing. I don't know. Polygon something. Okay. Now, the next thing you're going to do is fold up. This is what I've got so far. So when I fold it in half, this is the back where all the foldy stuff is. Now, one of the things you could do to get rid of some of the bulk that we're talking about is cut these off. You don't really need these flaps, other than I might keep it right along the pocket, if you understand what I mean. So instead of cutting it off, we'll try it. Let's experiment, shall we? Rather than cutting it off right up there, I'm going to cut it off so that I have a little bit to fold over to give me that nice, neat folded edge. Now, there's nothing to say that you can't have a cut edge. It'd be really nice if my paper and my scissors weren't getting in each other's way. I'm not really sure what's going on there. All right, so I got that. And we're going to cut this one off. Again, leaving just enough for me to have a fold over. You could probably do this with a paper pocket too. Of course, now you have these triangular pieces, but, you know, for my money, you could use these as corner tucks. We've done those, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these edges down and hope that doing this doesn't confuse me. I don't think it will. I think we should be okay. But we're going to glue these down. All right, glue this one down. I shouldn't be making changes until you've seen me make a whole one. Basically, the only difference is keep the triangle. That makes sense? That would be the only difference. See, my thing still looks the same. All right, now on the back, what you're going to do is you're going to fold just over midline. You've got the V to show you where midline is. So you're going to fold just over the midline because you want them to overlap like a coin pocket. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, again, if I'm trying to take out bulk, I might go and cut this out. I don't need it. It doesn't serve any purpose. It's just down there in the bottom of my pocket being obnoxious. Okay, and then we're going to fold this one back just over that one. Okay, and that's what it looks like. See how this is half and half? So you can pick a pattern that you want. For mine, I have strips. I have the cutoff strips. Okay, so I could stick my cutoff strip in there. I'll get it. Just give me a second. All right, so I could stick my cutoff strip in there and have this covered like that so that it's all solid. Or I could flip it over and have it all dots. That's what I did with this one. I used the back, so it matched that flap. And I might do that again. My only issue is this is a line of dots, and if I don't line that up right, it's going to look funny. It's just going to look funny. It's the only problem with these geometric patterns when you want to go and use. Just for that purpose, I may just do it this way. Guys, I don't like it when they have to be difficult. Okay, now, for me, what she did was she then glued her pocket together. Okay, so you would glue, just like you would on a coin pocket, the inner edge and the outer edge, and then stick them together, right? Y'all know how to do that. And then after her pocket was together, she shimmied a piece down inside there and glued it down. You know, she puts the glue on the back and then she shimmies the piece down in there. I don't like doing that, so if I can find a way not to, I usually do. My way not to this time, I am seriously considering cutting out all excess bulk. Like this, I don't think I need this. And I'm actually considering cutting that out of there. Okay, so you can cut this triangle out. I do not think it's going to cause a problem to get rid of this triangle. And I'm cutting on the side of the fold that's inside my pocket, so none of this stays in there. Okay. You could probably also cut this one off. We're experimenting here, guys. So if you're using heavier weight paper like I am, you might want to make these modifications. Okay, now there's my pocket, less bulk. I'm going to turn this over and lay it so that it is centered where I want it to be on this page, on this thing. All right, I'm going to center it up. Right like that. No. Yes, no. Just lay it in the center. Okay? And I'm going to put glue all over it. I know. I'm going to glue my pocket shut, right? No. I promise I won't glue my pocket shut. I'm going to put glue all over this strip, though. Just where it is inside where it's inside this pocket. Okay? And then we're going to go on the inside of this edge. And I'm going to lay this edge flat like that in the glue. And I'm going to put glue on the outside of this edge so that where the overlap is, it's glued down. Okay? So basically, we've glued the pocket shut in the back and lined it at the same time. All right? And I've made a mess with that glue. A mess. If I'm getting way too overcomplicated, you know, just go watch Tina do it. She does less steps. I feel like I'm doing a lot of extra steps. That is because I'm using thicker paper and I'm trying to find a way to relieve some of the excess. Okay, and then we're going to cut this off. And voila, pocket is lined. The only thing, oh, I see. Okay, where that wrapped around, it closed this pocket. So if you cut that triangle off, see, we're discovering, or I'm discovering, if you cut that triangle off, you're going to have to put glue here. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with that just because that triangle was a lot of excess bulk for cardstock. Now for paper, I'm guessing that it's not that big of a deal. Okay, and then you're going to squeeze the bottom open right here and you're going to put a line of glue right across the bottom here to glue the bottom of your pocket shut. And this one is it feels lighter than the other one because of all that excess I cut out of there. I know I overcomplicated that. I apologize. But I just needed a way to get, and I don't really even need to do this because it's straight and it only shows on the back. And there's my pocket. And there's a lot less to it. So where here I've got all that, I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell the difference on the camera? I can tell the difference looking at it. This has like 5 layers in it. This only has like 3 or 2 or something. Okay, so this will probably be how I do it with cardstock. Let me get a piece of music paper or something thin, and we'll try and do it with actually, you know what? I'll just use a piece of this. Okay, so we fold it in half. This is copy paper. I'm going to show you how you make these without all the extra cutting. So all you do is you fold it in half. Okay, and we're going to unfold it. And we're going to fold in over here to the crease. We're going to flip this over and we're going to fold in over here to the crease. And then we're going to fold it like that. Okay? Now, those are going to need gluing down, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Glue these triangles down you've just folded. And of course, you can do all the folding first. When I'm trying to do the folds for the back of the pocket, it's easier when these are glued down. They're not trying to buckle when I fold them. So if you fold these down first, they don't cause you problems when you're trying to fold the back flaps, because they are part of the back flap. Okay, and we'll put this like this. All right, and we're going to fold it up like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to fold into the center a little bit over, just like that. And you're going to fold into the center again, just overlapping like that. Okay. All right. Now, as you can see, that's my my, yeah, that. I'll get it in a minute. Just don't listen to me for a minute. I might use a piece of this. What do we think? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip of this off. We're going to cut this strip off of here. And I'm going to do what I did with the, I don't want any of that white up there because, I mean, that's kind of the point is I'm trying to cover that up. Okay, so I'm going to put this down so it shows, and I'm going to center it again. Ooh, I might actually bring it up. Could bring it up so the clock shows in the top. Okay. All right, so we're going to cover this. Like I said, this is my own method of filling this spot. And even though it looks like, oh, you got to keep that piece of paper still, you got to keep it, it's not as hard as it seems. I mean, it'll stay laying there, and if you have to adjust it, you just adjust it. So it's not really a big deal to have that like that. And I'm going to do along this edge, and I'm going to do along this outside edge. And then I'm going to lay it down. So we're going to lay this down on here. And then I'm going to lay this down on here. And you can tuck this triangle, you can tuck this into here. The end. You don't have to. I guess it doesn't really matter. Either way, those two pieces of paper stack on top of each other. Okay. I'm just going to... All right. And then when I cut this, I think I'm going to cut this white part off. So we're going to go right across. And I'm going to end up cutting off most of that clock that I wanted peeking out of there is going to get cut off. But no. What are you going to do? Okay. So there's that. And that's how you make these with just copy. And as you can see, that wraps around. That's that corner where I glued that shut before. Okay. Are you guys keeping up, or am I like totally confusing you because I've made a mess of this? So you could do whatever you wanted to do to cover the white. I just wanted to show you with regular piece of paper because I'm doing all those modifications. Now, if you have cardstock, we're going to go back and run through another one with the cardstock method, which is cutting out excess so that it's not so bulky. Same results, just not quite as bulky, and you can use thicker paper because thicker paper is all I've got right now. And so that's what we're doing. All right, so we're going to fold this like so. We're going to open it. We're going to do one triangle here. The triangles. Okay, and then you're going to do the opposite. So you did this one, you're going to do that one on this side. Okay, you got two triangles. And then you look at your piece. There you go. Now we're going to cut these off because we don't need all of this. And I'm basically just going to cut, and I'm going to leave a little bit to fold over. Okay, then we're going to do the same on this side. Just leave a little bit to fold over. Okay, and then we're going to glue these little foldovers down. That was way too much glue here. We're going to get some of that out of there. I I got my pellet stove going again behind me, and the room's starting to warm up, so my glue's starting to flow again. I'm telling you, you can tell the difference as the temperature changes, as far as the glue is concerned. When it gets real warm down here, it's like I have a bottle of water. Okay. So we have that. Now we're going to fold our things in. Remember, go just over that center of the V so that your pieces will overlap. And I'm trying to make it straight. Every time I look up there, because that's slanted, the optical illusion is that I don't have it folded straight. Okay, so we're going to go like that. Okay, and then fold it back out and cut this triangle out. This triangle that you just made from that fold, cut this out. And I cut on the pocket side of the fold. So the crease goes out with the triangle. I don't know if that's making, if you understand what I'm talking about. There's the fold, and here's the fold. I cut the fold off. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain that. Okay, so that pulls a lot of the bulk out of that side. All right, and then we're going to do this. We're going to fold this over so that it overlaps just enough. Just has to overlap just enough for the pocket to come together. Of course, with that piece that I put back there, it kind of holds those flaps together anyway. But okay, and then we're going to open it, and we're going to take this piece off. Now, remember, when you take this piece off, you do have to close your the side of your pocket with glue. I suppose you could take this piece off like this. I'm trying to think how I would do this. Okay. And then cut it with a little bit of the fold so that you keep a gusset kind of an idea. Pocket side of the fold, Cindy. Okay. Actually, either way, it's... All right, now we fold our piece back up. It starts to get confusing once you've cut all the pieces off because it doesn't look like it used to. So you get your pocket back to this point. The next thing I'm going to do is figure out what I want for my piece in the middle. I happen to have all my cutoffs laying over here. So I'm thinking we'll do this. Just going to lay this in here. All I do, because this isn't the same width as the pocket, I just do it so that I have an equal amount on either side and it covers the V. Okay? And then I take this, and if it moves, like I said, just move it back. Okay, and we're going to do all around here. Okay, and then we're going to put our glue inside edge of the outside flap and outside edge. Go ahead and lay that one down. If you go ahead and lay this one down, your inside flap, if you go ahead and lay it down, it'll hold that piece where you want it. Come on, you were just coming. I just heard an air bubble pop. It's got a bubble in it. All right, and then we lay this one down. And we get it all smeared down in all of its glue. Actually, I can smear up onto there because I'm cutting that off. Okay, and that attaches the liner to the back of the pocket, and then I just cut that. Oh, and then I left this piece on here so we could have a fold over piece for our... Wow, that didn't fold straight at all. Okay, whatever. All right, so I left this a little bit so it could fold over to close the pocket on the other side. So you're not losing real estate to glue. Okay. And then we put a line of glue in here. You guys are gonna have to let me know how confusing I was in this one, as I know I should have started off with my modifications after I did Tina's original, and I didn't, which was silly of me, but I happen to be a very silly person, so it makes sense that I would do that. Okay. All right. And this is so much lighter weight. It's got so much of the bulk taken out of it that it I won't say it's light as a feather, but it allows for you to use cardstock if that's what you've got. So I made this one, I made this one, and this was the real bulky example. I keep sending them over in that side is where I toss all the trash. So I need to bring them over here where I can, not trash necessarily, scraps like. Okay, I want to do some of this paper. This is from a different pad. Okay. It's still going to have the same problem. It's still a heavyweight paper. So we're still going to have to do the cutting to get the bulk out. But, like I said, this is what I had. And that first one I made was so bulky. I really, really wanted to find a way to make this work. And keep the bulk. I mean, oh, good Lord. Keep the pocket. And be able to make it with heavier paper because, like I said, it's what I had. I feel like with cutting out those pieces, I feel like you could also make this with like a lightweight cardstock. Which I have some sitting over here. We might try it. Depending on how long this goes. I was actually thinking about doing maybe 2 more of these and then decorating one and letting you go, depending on how long. Okay, so we're going to cut this off. I just want to strip. I just want to strip to fold over. Okay, and then we'll do this one. Maybe it would be easier if I do it this way. Okay, now let's glue these strips down. Yeah, and I've mainly been talking about the project and not really anything else because of the changes I'm making. I'm having to concentrate. I know I keep using that excuse with you guys. I apologize. I'm like like I said, you don't want to see me try and walk and chew gum at the same time. Okay, get this one. Like I said, I want to do 2 more, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I like that. Okay, really cute. Now, let's do our fold to center. And we're going to cut out this piece. All right, we're going to give it a shot. You ready? So, what has everybody been up to? How's everybody doing? Sorry, I know I've been remiss in like being polite. Asking how you're doing, getting any fun crafty things done. What's everybody working on? I should be upstairs at my desk making kits, and I keep coming down here as like in, I don't know, guys. All right, and this time I'm going to do, okay, so I want to cut this out. No, I need it on this side. I want to cut this out. And then I want to cut it off, but I want to leave some overhang. And then I want to clip the crease off of here. I'm thinking about taking this little, maybe not. All right, so we fold it back up. And let's get our centerpiece. See what we got here. Do I want to do flowers in the center? Oh, flowers and dots. Now, if I do that, you can see the dotted line. Not that that matters. I might be able to cover that up in the decorating, but just as a note, or I can scoot it over enough that it covers it up. Yeah. All right. Let's glue. Oh, so for dinner tonight. Yeah. I told you guys we're trying to like eat better, healthier, that kind of thing. Costco carries this brand called Amylu, AMYLU. Do what you will with it. And they do a lot of like antibiotic-free chicken. She has a lot of chicken, versus like red meats. So she does like chicken meatballs, chicken sausages, chicken. What we did tonight was her. Uh-oh, it's moving. I'm gonna have to play with it again. Well, here's a good example. If it moves, just put your card back where you had it. Put it down where you want it. And then close your folds up. I hope it didn't take too long. It sounds suspiciously like it's wanting to not stick. You don't like that sound. Okay. And I'm going to put glue on this little piece, and I'm going to glue the pocket shut. Like that. It's wanting to come up right there. It's thicker at the top because it's folded over like the rest of it. So it's wanting to come off right there. All right, now let's cut this piece off of here, and then we'll glue the bottom shut. Mine has a lot more cutting steps, I would say, than hers did. But like I said, I mean, or as I keep saying, I feel like it allows for versatility as far as materials go. And sometimes the hardest part is figuring out what you need to cut out without hurting the pocket. So we have figured out where you can cut to keep the pocket intact, which, like I said, is sometimes the hardest part. Ooh, this looks like it shifted off to one side, so let's see if we're still... Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, guys, I like that one. See, this time we used the main pattern. Where am I at? Okay. I'm looking at the time. Which one do I want to do? Maybe this one. This one's very dramatic. I like dramatic, right? Got over there. Get out of my way. Okay. All right, so fold or do our folding. Now that we figured out what we're doing, I'm going to fold and I'm going to cut. So we're going to cut this piece off. And then I'm going to glue it down. So I've got that side done. Okay, and then we're going to flip it up and we're going to go like this. Same on this side. Well, same on the other side, so I should say. Anyway, Amalu, chicken. She makes something called chicken crumbles. And it's basically, I don't know if it was, I guess it's ground chicken. And it's already cooked, so all you're doing is like heating it up in a pan. So it's already cooked, and it's got like green onion and carrot, and it's sesame ginger. So it's got ginger and lemongrass and all kinds of stuff like that in it. And oh, I like that. And one of the suggestions she gives, there's a bunch of suggestions on the back for how to use it. One of the suggestions is lettuce wrap, so that's what we did. And I just heated it up in the pan, and it comes with a little sauce. It's nice and quick. One of the suggestions that it does that I want to try is it says you can put it in. It says you can put it in ramen, or like in soup. And of course, being that it's got those Asian flavors, the first thing I thought of was, oh, it would be good in ramen. So yeah, I'm thinking about trying that at some point. All right, so that's that one. Let's do the other one. I know this is getting confusing now, isn't it? Because I'm flipping it all around. Fold that. At least with this one, all you're doing, this side, since it's on the inside, it's not closing a pocket. All you gotta do is cut the corner out. So it's like, this one's simple. Okay. And then we figure out our middle. I'm thinking probably just the black. So we're going to line this up in here. Just like that. I keep putting these things at weird angles. I'm going to have to reline it up, guys. I keep putting them at weird angles all the way down at the bottom of my table. And not only is it harder for you guys to watch, because you got all this blank space up here, and then me all the way down at the bottom. It's also harder, actually, for this kind of stuff. It's harder for me to maneuver. I'm not really sure why I do that to myself, but, you know, like I said, I like to make things difficult. But so we did those lettuce wraps tonight, and they turned out really good. And being that it's just meat and veggies in lettuce, if you're looking at eating, you know, fewer carbs, not necessarily no carb or whatever, but if you're looking at reducing your carb intake, it's a good. They're good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay this one down. This is the one that we... And I'll put my glue on here. And I'll put glue on here and lay this one down. I'm always getting glue all over my scraper and then putting it all over the rest of the piece. So yeah, I don't remember what the other suggestions were. There's like 4 or 6 or something on the back of the package, and I don't remember what the other ones were. One of them was ramen. Oh, stir fry. So if you wanted to stir fry it with veggies, put it over rice. I suppose you could make fried rice out of it. That'd be good. I mean, it is definitely Asian flavors, so I'm not thinking you drop it in spaghetti sauce. All right, let's glue the inside shut. And I think this will be the last one we make, and then I'm going to decorate one. I'm going to try. I have no thoughts. Shocker, I know. All right. Yeah. These are so cute. All right. So we have all of these. We didn't do too bad. I mean, I had made 1 ahead, but we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, for me, that's pretty good. I really need to clean up my scrap pile over here. It's getting out of hand. Okay, so let me see. I'm probably not going to decorate that one. I don't know. Let me see. I might go in my flower box. Like this flower box. And see if I can add flowers to one of these that has flowers. I know. It's like, why would you add more flowers? Because I wanna. I don't want to add that. Where's the one that's just a... Oh, I don't... Does that look like it's laying down to anybody else? That's weird. I don't mind that on there. I kind of wish it was on this side. That's upside down. That's not going to work. I don't mind that on there, though. Maybe I could put some lace under it, or... Where's that piece I just had? This. So I'll stick it on there and put it like that. This is where it gets hard, guys. See if I can find me a good... Oh, kind of like those colors on there. Okay. Maybe we'll use that. Should I use more than one? That's the same thing. I don't know that actual blue would be good, just because... Well, I mean, no, I don't like it. What about like this? No, I don't like that either. What about a different shape? That might be the problem. Nope. Don't like it. Those won't match. Okay, I'll put this away. Got those 2 pieces. Let me get a number. Maybe we might need a number for this one. All right, let's put the lace down. Make it just to fold over. And then I'll put the rest of it down. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to cut this. So I hope I didn't confuse you guys too much, and I hope that, you know, figuring out how to take the bulk out of the pocket helped people, depending on what you're making this out of. I mean, I know a lot of people still make things out of scrapbook paper, and they find papers online that they order, and, you know, not everybody uses digitals. So I hope that, you know, it helps. I want that over further. Not like that. Okay. Sorry. You know me and concentrating, guys. I can't talk and concentrate. But I hope that it helps. So, like, if you've got, you know, well, a lot of people like to use Tim Holtz stuff. So if you've got Tim Holtz, his stuff is, his paper pads tend to be on the heavier side, or even cardstock. So if you wanted to make these out of Tim Holtz paper or something like that, I hope it has helped to see where you can cut. And I hope I wasn't real confusing about it. You know, I know I backtrack, and I'm like, I'll talk ahead of myself, and then I'll say, well, wait until we get there. And I know I do that, but I can't help it. My head gets ahead of where we are. And the biggest culprit is, like, I'm doing something and I think of another alternative, or I do something and I say, well, you need to do it this way. And then I think, well, no, you could do it this way too. And I want to put the caveat in while I'm thinking about it, and it doesn't always make sense. So that's why I say I hope it wasn't overly confusing for anybody. Okay. All right, now do I want to put this down here? Up here? Or up here? You know what? I'm going to stick it down here. Never mind. I'm just going to stick it down at the bottom where I first started wanting to put it. We'll put it right here. Just like that. I like it. Okay. So there's one decorated. And this was the first one that we took all of the, well, no, this is the one I did that has none of the bulk taken out of it. This is the thick one. I knew that felt funny. So there you go, guys. I'm going to call that, and I hope you guys really liked this, and I hope that, you know, figuring out where the bulk could be removed was useful, and that you can use that information. And I will see you guys with the next cool mask make from Tina. What are we up to? So tomorrow, day 64. See you then, guys. Bye.